Is your dog barking every time that there is a noise outside of your door? Well, what if I told you that you're looking in the wrong place? Many people have this type of dog that just barks at anything that happens behind the window or the door, and nothing that the owner tries explains to this fool that they don't have to keep barking. But what if I told you that you are here, and before you there were thousands and thousands of people training your dog's ancestors to bark, and here you are today saying, no, I'm gonna change thousands of years of evolution in one night. Who's the fool now, huh? For more than 30,000 years, people have bred and trained dogs to protect us, to alert us of strangers. But nowadays, this feature is more a problem, especially if it is excessive. So today, let's talk about how we can address this issue so that we can solve it long term. Last time, I talked about dogs who can't stop barking. They have so much energy that all of that energy just overflows in the form of barking. I call these the energy hurricanes. Today we are talking about dogs who feel like they need to bark. These type of dogs bark to alert and to protect. And they bark because of their DNA. They bark because our ancestors pretty much programmed them to bark whenever they hear something. I personally like to call these dogs the kings of the castle.
King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair. Oh, go do this, go do this.
Now how you can recognize these dogs, because unlike the last type who run back and forth, left to right, these type of dogs run straight towards the problem. So when there's a noise behind the door, they run straight to the door. If they see another dog, they run straight towards the dog. Even if they're normally really calm and quiet, as soon as any commotion happens, they turn into kind of a gangster.
What, brah? Sup, brah? Take a swing, brah. Right here, brah.
When I again compare it to the car example, with the previous type, the problem was the accelerator pedal was stuck on full throttle. But this time, the main issue is that the brake pedal doesn't exist. So this time you might not be going very fast, but if you don't have the brake, you can't stop. And again, you can't avoid the accident, which again is the barking. So, just like before, let's address the core issue before we address the barking. The main problem with these dogs is that they feel like it is their mission, their job to alert, to bark 24/7. Their DNA is telling them that they should protect the house to protect you, and nothing in their system is telling them otherwise. So what do we do? Well, we don't want to dominate, we don't want to hurt dogs. What we want to do is to give them a break from their job. And we can do that by giving them more structure. And structure is something that a lot of people actually don't like, because to a lot of people, dogs are about freedom. But come a little closer, let me tell you a secret. You don't actually have to do this if you don't have a problem. But if you have a problem, then it's obvious that your current lifestyle caused this problem. So unless you change that lifestyle, you're not going to change the problem. But if you don't have the problem, do whatever you want. It's the same as in dieting. If you're overweight and you have health problems, you know you gotta eat more healthy foods. That's just common sense, right? But if you're in normal weight, practically you can eat whatever you want, as long as you don't go and create a problem for yourself. It's the same with dogs. If you have problems, you do have to change some things. And the way that we create structure with dogs, for example, instead of using a flexi leash and a harness for walking, use a normal leash. Instead of having 100% freedom walks, do 50-50. 50% of the time, make your dog walk next to you and reward them for it, and 50% of the time, give them freedom again. at home as well, take the couch away. Give them a dog bed that is very big, very comfortable, and give it to them, so that some of the things in the house are not allowed for them. After every mealtime, after every walk, make them be on the place for 15 minutes. Instead of them demanding attention, create specific times during the days when you give attention, and for the rest of the day, say no. With the food, never give at the table. Always give your dog food when you're doing some specific commands or when it's their mealtime. Other times, always a hard no. With the guests, your dog should never be the first person at the door. Maybe the second, but never the first. All of these things help break down the self-imposed 24/7 schedule that dogs like to create. If dogs don't have any structure, their calendar is pretty empty. And if dogs' calendar is pretty empty, guess what they're gonna fill it with? They're gonna fill it with the first thing that comes in their heads. And the first thing that comes into their heads is what their instincts tell them to do. That is why when dogs don't have any structure, they just keep barking. But if you have structure, then you start to tell dogs that it is not the time to do their job. It's time to do something different. And this helps reduce barking by a lot. It's very clear for dogs if they don't have this structure. You can tell very easily. So remember, before you address the barking, address this core problem. Do you have enough structure in your dog's life? If you don't, definitely check out the rules topic in our app. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.